Hey guys, this is Lindsey from Sibme Moms. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about upping our success for independent play. Before I get to that, I just want to say once again, I hope everybody is safe and healthy, and I'm grateful for this community to talk about this tiny little part of this, which is navigating working from home with kids at home. So thanks for sharing your ideas and questions, and we're all in this together. Okay, so how do we up our success for making independent play actually work? Because we know that it's crucial for certain parts of our workday. So I'll tell you some things that have worked for me. So I've been working from home for 5 years. About a year into that, we had our son, and he's now 4. So I've been doing both for 4 years. And prior to that, I was a kindergarten teacher. So I maybe have learned some things about finding ways to keep kids independent when you need them to be independent. I also have a lot of rough days too. So, just keeping it real. But we're all learning as we go, right? So here are my thoughts. First of all, I like to keep toys in the house really organized. Like this is the dinosaur bin, this is the wooden blocks bin, this is the Legos bin, this is the Magnetiles bin, or whatever it is. Because I have never heard of a parent being able to say, like, just go find something to play, like in a house full of just like random toys and have that be successful. Maybe y'all's kids are different, but it has never really worked for me. So I find like that it's easier to be able to say, hey, you haven't played with blocks or dinosaurs or Magnetiles for a while. Like I said that this morning. I said, hey, you haven't played with your little people or your dinosaurs or your wooden blocks for a while. So which one of those things would you like for me to get out while I do some work? And he was like, oh, how about the dinosaurs and the blocks? And then I could make homes for the dinosaurs. And I was like, great. And then he did that for a long time. And it's a huge mess in my living room right now. But, it's nice to be able to like have those clear categories of things that are sort of like self-starters instead of like just look at a big toy box and decide what to do. Except I do have a secret weapon that includes random groups of toys. I'll tell you about that in a minute. So anyway, I think it helps to have organized and sorted toys. And then I also like to rotate toys. So like if the Legos are just out in the open all day, every day, they sort of lose their luster. If they're only out like when your kid is in a super Lego season, then I think that really helps with how engaged they're going to be with those Legos and like how long they'll play with them during each Lego session. So I think the same goes for any kind of toys, So there are certain, just rotate them. Like some stuff's in the closet, and then when all of this stuff is, seeming kind of old and not that engaging for everybody, then you swap some stuff out. I found that to be helpful. I was going to tell you, okay, so we talked in another video about like, should you have a schedule with times, or should you just have, lists of things that activities that you might pull and direct them to for that day. And I think it depends on the season, the work season, the kid season, all that kind of stuff. So right now I'm in like a list mode. So I have, activities listed down that either I can send him to do independently, or that, we can do together each day. But I will say sometimes, like, I have stuff on my list, and then he randomly is like, hey, I really want to do, Play-Doh right now. And, like, if your kid is initiating the Play-Doh and requesting the Play-Doh, you're going to get more time out of that Play-Doh than you would if you were like, but no, I have, tracing down for this activity. And of course, like if you have older kids and they have school assignments and stuff, that's a little different. But again, we're talking about littles, preschool and younger age kids. And so if they have an idea and they're feeling led towards something, then follow that lead, because you're going to get way more time out of that. And then, then you've got ideas ready for tomorrow that you saved from today. You didn't need them, and now you have tomorrow all planned out, Okay, I wanted to tell you about the secret weapon activity that I have. I don't really know that it's like that special or great, but it works for us right now, and my son is totally tricked into thinking that this is something special and great, so maybe you can trick your kids too, I don't know. But I keep all of that kind of junk that kids get. So like, and I keep it all in one little toy box. So like, Happy Meal toys and random stuff they get in the birthday party favor bags, and a toy that got thrown to them at the parade that they were super obsessed with, and like a free thing from the I don't know what, do you know what I mean? Like, kids get a bunch of that stuff, and it's all kind of like junk, but they get real excited about it for like a day, and then you kind of just want to throw it away, so hold on to that stuff. And I put it in this random toy box. I put all that stuff in this random toy box. Also, like, stuff that doesn't have all the pieces anymore, or like, how I like to organize my toys. So stuff that doesn't really go in one of those organized bins. It's just kind of a miscellaneous thing, or like it's a weird thing, or I don't know what. But I put all of this stuff in my random toy box. And the random toy box is actually like in my closet, and it's not readily accessible, and it's not out all the time. And whenever I am like, oh my gosh, this is a secret for when he's like really needy, he really needs me, kind of all the other things have failed, everything on my list has kind of failed for the day, and like I really need to get something done, but it's reserved for a special time. It's not all the time. But I will say, would you like to do random toy box dump? And he gets all excited. And so then we pick a certain spot in the house. So like, maybe it's on the rug in the office, or it's, in here in the living room, or I don't know, the place where I need him to be, whether it's in the same room as me or a different room as me or what. But I put him on that rug, and I literally like dump out that whole toy box. And it is like Christmas morning times a million. And it's just like the appeal of all of that little trinkety, weirdo, random stuff. I don't know what it is, but I mean, you guys have seen it with your kids, right? Like, they love that stuff, but to have all of it together, and like stuff they haven't seen forever, like, this is from so-and-so's birthday party, they got me this, like, I don't know. He loves it. He will spend a lot of time looking through it, and like stuff will spur him on to go do other things. And like, you can set up rules for this random toy box dump time. Like, I'm in a bubble, you can't talk to me, or whatever. I mean, be careful with the you can't talk to me. That's probably not the verbiage I would say, but you can set expectations for how this time is going to go, that you're working, but they are free to play with these random toys from the random toy box dump. And it's going to be awesome, and hopefully you can get a lot of work done, and they're going to have a lot of fun. And so like, let them just have so much fun with it for however much time you can get out of it. And then pack it all back up and put it away, and don't bring it out again until it's another very special random toy box dump day. I hope that works for you guys. Another little tip for when your kids are being like super needy, and maybe you just had random toy box dump day yesterday and you can't do it twice in a row, or maybe just every other idea is not working. And I might have said this before, there's sort of like a counterintuitive thing that I have found, like, oh, I really need to get this stuff done. You are so needy. Like, I need to keep pushing you away. And like, you can keep on doing that, but they'll like keep on coming at you, and you're not going to get your stuff done, and they're not going to feel fulfilled, or they're not going to feel like filled up. And it's just going to keep on like escalating. It doesn't usually end well in my personal experience. So what I have found is like to stop, do the counterintuitive thing, and like get to a stopping point with your work for a minute, get down on the floor with them, be able to look them eye to eye and listen to what they want to tell you, or, talk to them with what they want to talk about, or get down on the floor and play. And it could just be a few minutes, or like both of you need a refresher. And so go outside and, take a walk and talk about, you're hearing the birds singing, or what color flowers do we see or whatever, like all of that stuff. It doesn't have to take very long. Truly, it doesn't have to take very long, but it will fill their little buckets up, and it will fill your bucket up too, probably, and you guys can come back and sort of be regrouped and try to reset, and you can get them going on something new, and you can get back to your work. But I have found that to be, in the long run, way more beneficial than like us just continuing to not meet each other's needs, and then that's not productive for you with work, and it's not productive, for you as a parent, and it's not fun for them. It's not fun for anybody. So I would say it's hard to do because it feels like this is the last thing you should be doing right now. And sometimes it's just not possible, right? So sometimes you're just going to have to make it. But if it is at all possible to take even just a few minutes and do what feels counterintuitive or counterproductive, but just fill each other's buckets up for a few minutes, like it'll probably proceed a lot smoother after that. So that is something I have found after doing that wrong a lot of times. I'd love to hear what your tips and tricks are. I would love to hear if you have other things that I could put in my random toy box collection. Yeah, just let me know how it's going for you guys. We're in this together. Bye.